Chapter 2. Melancholic Lonely Rainwing. Hey, what's up? Starflight asked. You don't seem well. Are you tired from being pushed around by Emerald? No, Blossom said. It's not that. It's early November, about 2 weeks after the unit meeting. In the end, Emerald took back his words by saying, just kidding, ha ha ha. After all of that, as Emerald's partner, Blossom was still in charge of composing his songs. In the meantime, in order to learn, she was helping the ever-busy Emerald with his work but he is busier than I thought, she said. Emerald regularly appeared in 3 variety shows and 1 radio show a week. He's starring in 3 dramas and will appear in 2 more. There are also interviews and photoshoots in between all of that. Moreover, weekly and fashion magazines, as well as other serializations. On top of that, he also helps out his family who runs a lunchbox shop. It's quite tough. It's very difficult to meet up at every location to make deliveries. And between all that, she's still composing the unit song. It's busy everywhere Blossom looked, but Emerald is always making preparations in between locations. She had to do her best too. Yeah, his adaptability is very effective, Starflight predicted. He's useful everywhere, has been in the business for a while, and has a lot of connections. Yes. Well, that usually means being a jack of all trades but master of none. As a student, he would get good grades but didn't have a specific selling point. His way of life is all scattered about. He acts like everybody's friend. I started thinking that he was a fool. I think that even if it limits your options, it's better to find your main skill. Starflight sighs as if worried. Starflight, you knew Emerald during his student days? Blossom asked. Yeah, Starflight said. At that time, Jade Mountain Academy was already a very important training school for the office. Even after graduating, students still dropped by every now and then. I was also his instructor during the master course. What? Really? Yeah, Starflight said, looking happy remembering it. He caused so much trouble. It was a real pain. He was friendly but had a habit of tagging along and not listening to what they had to say. He was selfish and clingy. Really, what a troublemaker. Well, then, Blossom said, do you know Stingray the Seawing and Muskrat the Mudwing? Yes, they were Emerald's friends of course, Starflight carefully explained. They were always together and were known as the foul-mouthed one, the one with a bad personality, and the dumb one. The foul-mouthed one was Stingray, the one with a bad personality was Muskrat, and the dumb one was Emerald. It feels very refreshing to hear about an Emerald that Blossom didn't know. She knew he was older than her and had accumulated a lot of experience but the more she learned about Emerald, the more she wanted to know. So, Starflight said, how do you know those guys? Actually, we met last month after recording, Blossom said. They were having a meeting next to his dressing room. I see, he said, narrowing his eyes. They seem to be doing fine. Those 2 were excellent. It's a shame that incident happened. Otherwise the 4 would still be in our agency. Incident. After Blossom's question, Starflight looked like he said too much. What incident did he mean? And the 4 he just mentioned. So, about that. Nah, it's nothing, he said. Please forget it. Starflight shook his talons in front of his face as if a little panicked. By the way, didn't you come to pick up Emerald's documents? You should get going. At this rate, you'll be late. Oh, that's right, she said. Today, Emerald has been doing magazine shoots since morning. While he's busy with that, Blossom made a promise to come pick up some materials from the office and bring them back for him. She'll be late if she doesn't hurry. Hurry and go, Starflight ordered. Your partner is waiting for you all alone. Yes, I'm heading off now, Blossom said in a hurry. And don't spoil him too much, he yelled. He'll get carried away. Yes. Starflight sends her off as she rushed out of the office with the documents. I made it somehow, Blossom thought. When she arrived at the studio, Emerald was still in the middle of shooting. Well, the cameraman said, can you do 3 more poses? Huh? I'm tired, Emerald said. Hold on. Emerald pretends to collapse and dragons in the studio laugh. Okay, the cameraman said. How about we take a little break and then shoot the last 3 poses? The studio relaxes and the tired staff sighed. That is just like Emerald. Blossom laughed. Not much time has passed since Blossom became Emerald's assistant. After seeing him at so many locations, she began to notice how Emerald worries about everyone on site. He's always taking the initiative to make sure both the staff and entertainers can perform in their best condition. If everyone is tired, he casually asks for a break. That's one of Emerald's amazing traits that Blossom wouldn't notice without paying attention. But she's still concerned over his words from last month. You shouldn't partner with me. Was it really a joke? Alrighty, Emerald is all charged up. Emerald shouted. Let's do our best one last time. AAOOH. They corrected his makeup. The stylist checks him again, and the lights are adjusted. It only took him standing in front of the background for a pleasant excitement to run through the studio. Now, take a photo of me. Looks handsome. But doesn't Emerald always look handsome? The cameraman asked. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Okay, let's go. As the shutter is released, Emerald kept changing his poses and facial expressions, turning towards the camera. Yes, this is good, the cameraman accepted. Could we have your eyes look away from the camera? You might lose some appeal, though. Well, that could be okay for the concept we're going for, Emerald said. It'll be good if we introduce a coolness factor. How about this sidelong glance? Oh, that's good, let's go with that. They checked the photos and made quick corrections. When Blossom had saw Emerald like that, he looked so cool. He's usually fun and gentle, but he'll made firm decisions when it's important. Being with him is so much fun and Blossom had learned a lot. She'd like to stay as Emerald's partner forever. She really wanted to improve at having conversations and communicating with the staff, so she'll follow his example. Blossom continued watching Emerald with these thoughts in her mind, but then she got the impression that he saw her and smiled at her. Her heart pounded. And her face seems hot. Did she caught a cold? She putted her talon against her forehead when she heard the cameraman's resounding voice. Well, okay, the cameraman said. That's a wrap. Good job. Good job, everyone. Emerald lowered his head quickly and the staff applauds the successful end of the photoshoot. Good morn. She almost finished her reply. Morning. Huh? Have you caught a cold? Your face is all red. Once the shooting is finished, Emerald greets her by waving his talons and came over. No, Blossom said. I guess it's different from a cold. Don't tell me you're crushing on me after seeing how cool I looked back there. What? That's... Nah, just joking, he said, smirking. But since you were here all this time, did you see that heated gaze? It seems that he's watching her. Sorry, she muttered. I was curious. It was wonderful. What are you apologizing for? He asked. Oh, by the way, you went for that errand, right? Nice job. I'm sorry for being late. Blossom quickly bowed. It's all right. You made it in time, Emerald said. It's just that because you're always so fast, I was surprised that you took your time. Could it be that a certain somebody at the office was speaking ill of me? Emerald looked at her with a grin. Sorry, she said, but it was nothing bad. Rather, Starflight told me some cute things about you and I couldn't help it. Is that so? He said. Well, I have a good relationship with Starflight. Yup. You seem really close. But Starflight is not honest at all. I'm sure he kept saying stuff like how I was disobedient and annoyingly clingy, right? Yes, Blossom realized after she nodded. Emerald laughed in amusement after she had said the truth without realizing it. Yeah, you really can't lie, Emerald said. Very cute. Emerald looked at Blossom in amusement. It was so embarrassing. Well, Starflight knows lots about me after all, he said. I heard you were together in the master course, she said, remembering. Yes, at that time Starflight had just hired as a librarian and we would hang out and have fun together. But, of course, he also took care of me. He used to give me advice and cheered me up when I was feeling down. I see. Emerald had talked about his memories. Since we're done here, the staff member asked, could we please ask you to leave? It seems like so much time has passed that a staff member had to ask the two of them to leave. Emerald replies lightly and started to pack up. Blossom handed out the script to him that she picked up at the office. Thanks, he said. Let's see. In the next Welcome to Idol Rio de Janeiro. What? Emerald screamed after flipping through the pages of the script. What's wrong? Blossom asked. What's this? He yelled. Idol singing competition. Jade Mountain Agency battle. Emerald versus Lavender. Emerald spreads the script wide open in front of her. She take a look and it seems like they had to prepare new songs and compete with them. This is tough, she sighed. And you're both in the unit song for the Christmas Live. Well, there's that, he said. But that's not the worst part. My opponent is Lavender, the silk hybrid that everyone call machine-like perfect. That Lavender. And it's one-on-one. So there's no way out. Do you know what this means? But your singing is very good too. And your performances are gorgeous. I guess even I'd like to see it. Emerald interrupts her while making a very serious face. You don't understand, he said. There's also the song festival in March, right? The result of the competition could greatly affect our chances at the festival. It's a pretty big problem. Now that I think about it, she said, it really is a lot of pressure. And it would probably be more exciting for the audience if I were to lose on the show. What a tough decision. Emerald is always thinking about the big picture and how to act in accordance with that. He doesn't think about himself, but rather how he could benefit the most dragons. It's just the program plan, she claimed, so maybe Lavender will attend with the intention of enjoying himself. It's Lavender we're talking about, he added. Always perfect, always full power. He'll come to win against me for sure. That's true. Lavender is very rational, so he will come with a strategy that allows him to win. Blossom wanted to make Emerald feel better even if it was just a bit, but it looks like it backfired. He then closes the script. There's no chance, he stated. Unless we manage to turn the tables while keeping the flavor of the variety show, this is impossible. Emerald holds his head and shakes it left to right. Sir, the staff called. The next session is about to begin soon, so. They both were driven out of the studio by the staff. Well, we've got a lot of time until the next job begins, Emerald said. What should we do? Blossom looked at the schedule. The next job, which begins at night, is a recording at a music TV station. Emerald headed towards the flight lot. Oh, she said, today you came by flight. Oh yeah, he replied. I returned to my family's home last night and came straight from there. Isn't it cute? Emerald pointed to his flight station. It's a lovely station with a rectangular shape. If Blossom had to compare it to anything, it looks like a vehicle, a semi-truck. The bright white station is stranded as if waiting for its master. Emerald stopped to think for a moment beside the station and taps it. If you'd like, we can go early and listen to your song, he said. We've been neglecting it recently. Huh? Oh, is that all right? She asked. It's a bit sudden. But do you have a music player? Yes, I carry it around so that we can listen at any time. Okay, that's the spirit, he said. This is perfect for me too, so let's head there together by flight. Emerald steps into the station and does a ready-to-fly pose. All right, get in. Yes. Blossom was a bit nervous because it's her first time flying with someone. Come on, don't be nervous, he said. I'm pretty good at flying, or should I escort you? She's really just confused because she'd never flew alone with someone, but as if Emerald's unsatisfied with her reaction. Now, my lady, he said, welcome to my flight. I'll become your feet and take you anywhere you desire. Emerald gently puts one talon on her side and took her talon with the other to help her get in the station softly. This behavior made her heart race all of a sudden. Thank you very much, Blossom said nervously. Emerald steps onto the side of the station and flaps his wings for any pests. Don't forget to check for bugs in your wings, he said. All aboard, ready to fly. Emerald starts to run near the edge of the cliff and jumps up, spreading both of his wings, flapping up and down. Like he said, he's very good at flying and often overtakes other flight stations. It's said that dragons who fly are cool, but this seems to be a different charm than usual. Really though, it's been a while since I've had a girl in my side, he said. And such a cute one too. I can show off my skills. So, how's my flight? I think you're very skilled, she said. You're also careful. It feels gentle. Thanks. I'll just say thanks for now. But don't you think you should butt in there? Don't you want to know? Blossom went silent for a bit. He went on. Look, what I said about the flight before. Oh, about how it's been a while since you've had a girl here, she asked. I was surprised since you are such a wonderful dragon. Didn't see that one coming. Haha, what a shame. It's usually. What kind of dragons I've given a flight to, what kinds of places we went to, what kinds of things we did. Emerald turned his left talon and pointed behind him. Stuff like that. Aren't you curious? Not even a bit. Emerald looked at Blossom in the eye. His gentle smile made her heart skip a beat. Look ahead, she yelled. Yes, sorry, he said happily, looking forward and continuing to fly. I guess you're pure. I wonder where I put my purity. By the way, since romance is forbidden for idols, the only dragon who have been in that side are my mother and my big sister. That behavior and the way Emerald acted as Blossom's escort before, it all comes so naturally to him. Before she is a senior that she didn't know. It made her feel a bit of a gap in their maturity, as if somebody liked her couldn't address him properly. Emerald's past. She'd be lied if she said she wasn't curious. When she became aware of this, she felt a slight pain in her chest. But still, Emerald sighed, remembering something. The song Battle Against Lavender. He detested the idea of competing against Lavender that much. Blossom had to act as his partner and encourage him. It's you we're talking about, so it'll be all right, she said. I'm sure you can do it. What makes you think that? He predicted. My opponent is Lavender, the one who can sing almost anything from traditional to rap. Oh, is that so? What a catchphrase, she thought. Really, it may sound like I'm exaggerating, he added, but his repertoire is enormous and his technique is ultra-leveled. But you have your wonderful expressiveness. I love your songs. That so? That'd be great and all, but aren't you spoiling me? Starflight's gonna scold you. Emerald looked at Blossom, happily. No, rather than a compliment, she said. It's how I truly feel. Thanks, he replied. If it's Blossom saying it, it must be true, right? All right, I'll do my best so that I can show you something good. Yes, I support you. Okay then, let's defeat Lavender. Aao. Ouch. Emerald raised his fist and hits the bird from above. Are you all right? Blossom asked. Emerald shook his talon to make the pain go away like nothing happened. That sounded very painful, but it seems he's okay now. They both arrived at the TV station safely and are able to use the dressing room since it's open. Okay, let me prepare. Blossom turned on her electronic tablet and started the music production software. Please listen. Emerald nodded and she played the demo. Brilliant. Emerald raised his talons and got up from the cushion. Wonderful. Thank you very much, she said. It keeps getting better and better, he added. At this rate, you're going to knock me out. Yes, Blossom was glad. It seems like it was a big success. After listening to the song, she headed to the studio with Emerald for some recording. It's there she recognized the two figures across the hallway. Oops, I'm seeing you guys a lot lately, Emerald said. Could it be that you keep following me? It's hard being famous. Ha. Stingray and Muskrat. That's some confidence, Muskrat said. I'm jealous of such positivity. Your little junior looks surprised too. Good morning, she said to the two dragons. Their gazes silently collide and Blossom felt stuck between them. Although she greeted them, they act as if she's invisible. After the other day, Stingray said, ignoring her greeting, I looked you up. What? Although you passed the graduation audition at Jade Mountain Academy without a partner, you have been unable to debut for a year and a half. If you don't produce good results at the Christmas Live and the music festival, you will be fired. It's the truth. But once again Blossom's mind goes blank and she couldn't say anything. Even so, you seem very relaxed, Stingray said, as if you have zero problems. Sorry, she said quietly. Wait, are you bullying my princess? Emerald asked. Stingray stared quietly after being interrupted by Emerald. His eyes were cold and sharp, as if they could stab their opponent at any moment. Blossom had never saw eyes that could send chills down the spine like that. I'm not. I just stated the truth, Stingray proclaimed. Was it wrong? But you sound so scary, Muskrat replied. Merciless as usual. By the way, did you get the script? Script? Emerald said curiously. Which one are you talking about? I have so much work, I get a lot of them. Of course, the one for Welcome to Idol Rio de Janeiro, Idol Singing Battle. Could it be? Emerald pulled out the script from his bag. When Blossom looked at the script from his side, she saw the names of Stingray and Muskrat written in the credits. Producer, Muskrat the Mudwing. Music director, Stingray the Seawing. Well, this new form of bullying isn't very mature, Emerald said. Is it that fun to tease me? What? We're just interested in Lavender, Muskrat admitted. You think so too, right? That Lavender and Adele are related in some way. Emerald fell silent. Related? Blossom thought of curiosity. What does that mean? Have you explained to her properly? Stingray asked. About what kind of dragon you are, and how you managed to stay alive in this world. Not saying anything is basically deception. It's like saying you won't lose if you don't fight. Is that so? Emerald said. All that talk about undeserved victories. Not that I dislike them. I do. It seems like we don't have the same opinions on life. Stingray turned to Blossom. It would be better not to choose a coward like him as a partner. This is my warning to you. I don't think that way. Blossom denied Stingray's statement with a loud voice as firmly as possible. Emerald looked at her, surprised. But she couldn't keep quiet anymore. Emerald is always kind and takes care of everyone. He always says what he has to. He's not a coward. After that, everyone goes quiet for a while. You shouldn't speak like that when you don't know a thing, Stingray demanded. It's true I barely know him, but, Blossom tries to finish the sentence. Why do you think he hasn't had a partner for so long? He asked abruptly. That's, Blossom desperately tried to think of an answer. Sorry, I don't know. Finding the answer to that isn't easy, since she doesn't have enough information. She tried to think about it but she couldn't came up with anything. You don't get anything, Stingray stated. He's a rainwing that lives without a care in the world, and you don't get that you're in a blessed position too. Stop right there, Emerald growled. This is between you and me, leave her alone. If I haven't told her anything, it's because I did not want to get her involved. I'll explain everything properly to her from now on. Stingray stared at them for a while, and then walk away without said anything. Hey, Stingray, wait, Muskrat said, sighed. You too, try to understand it a little. Even if I tried to understand, Emerald said, it wouldn't make a difference, would it? That attitude only provokes him, he said. I'll leave the recording to you. You have a chance to fight with Adele again. Emerald went silent. Sorry about that, Muskrat said to Blossom. Please don't worry about it. He followed after Stingray. Why has it come to this? Emerald mumbled. You guys aren't the only ones who are in pain. He leaned against the wall quietly. I'm sorry for getting you involved again. Seriously, those two, always with those indiscriminate attacks. I'm fine. Blossom tried to talk. Rehearsal is about to start, the assistant director called. Are you ready? While that quarrel went on, time passed rapidly. I will explain properly when this is over, he said. Also, thank you for defending me, it made me happy. Emerald smiled a bit and headed to the studio. Then, as expected from Emerald, he finished recording as if nothing had happened. Good job, Blossom replied happily. Are you feeling all right? Yes, good job, Emerald answered. It's not so much that I can't deal with it. Want to go out for dinner? Emerald clapped his talons together. Blossom was going to decline, as the incident from before made her quite tired. Oh, by the way, he said, might as well bring you to a nice place. I've been there recently. It was pretty good. If that's all right, she said, I'll be happy to go. If it made Emerald so cheerful, she'll follow him anywhere. Yay, let's go. Go. Emerald holds her wrist and they headed to the flight lot. Okay, now, cheers. Emerald took Blossom to a wonderful place for important dragons in the industry. At the entrance of the flight lot there is a strong guard, as they couldn't enter without a membership card or a referral. He's allowed in just by saying his name and showed his face. Emerald's influence can be felt from how politely they treated him. They could enter directly by taking an elevator from the basement, so that they don't have to mix with the general public. They both contacted them in advance, so they lead them to a private room as soon as they arrived. The food and drinks have been prepared too. So, do you like it? Emerald asked. Feel free to eat to your heart's content, it's my treat. Yes, thank you so much, Blossom said. I didn't know there were places like this. It seems like we're in another world. The atmosphere and level are just so different from the places she frequented. Everything feels so new to her. She guessed these are the so-called industry things that dragons talk about. That's a nice reaction, Emerald laughed. You've had your mouth open the whole time. When Emerald pointed out, Blossom closed her mouth instinctively. Bringing you here was a good idea, he said. So let me surprise you a bit more. Emerald pressed the button on the wall. The large monitor in the room turned on and familiar images started flowing on the screen. There's karaoke too, she said. The latest music videos are playing on the screen. Yeah, that's right, he said. Surprised? Since Blossom likes music so much, and on top of that, we can practice for the singing battle. Emerald reached for the hidden storage in the wall. He takes the microphone and maracas, then stood by. It's been a while since I've done karaoke, so, what do you want to sing? What? Me, Blossom muttered. But this is for you, right? Come on, come on. Emerald shoves the microphone at Blossom. It seems like she couldn't refuse. Then, of course it'll be, since she's with Emerald, she chose a classic idol song. An idol song is Kuming, Emerald yelled. He shakes the maracas as the intro starts. Go 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 Blossom. He's even doing calls, she thought, thank you so much. When she finished singing, he snapped his claws and winked at her. That was incredibly cute, he said. How about debuting as a unit with me? You're so good. Thank you very much, she replied. All right, he said, now it's my turn. Emerald played the song. A sparkling intro came from the speaker. You must not fall in love with me, my lady. Emerald squeezed the microphone and started singing the idol song. He performed perfectly as if in front of a camera. Even the words at the beginning sounded like a part of the actual song. Emerald is sparkling and dazzling, and having so much fun as well. He's singing only to Blossom under the glittering mirror ball. She forgot to shake the maracas because she couldn't stop looking at him. Thank you, Emerald said, throwing a kiss at the end. You were so cool, Blossom beamed. Please sing some more. Oh, really? You're making me blush. Then Emerald chooses the next song. The next one is a very sweet love song. Hold me, tonight, he murmured, resounding in a mellow voice. Emerald gave her a gentle shoulder embrace to go with it. Soon after that, he began singing, and she could hear him breathing. Accompanied by a heart-wrenching gaze. Him fixed his eyes on her made her body got hotter. What's up? Your face is all red, Emerald said. Can it be, you're embarrassed? When Emerald finished singing, he looked at Blossom's face as if suspecting something. No, it's just, she said quietly. You're lovely. Really, he said. Well then, tonight I'll do a recital just for you. Emerald then gave Blossom her very own recital and sings until she's satisfied. This is happiness, she thought of amusement. After singing for a while, they both had dinner while making small talk. Blossom wondered how much time had passed. Suddenly the talking stopped and silence followed for a bit. As if Emerald had been looked for a chance to speak, he made up his mind and said, well, About what happened before. The things Stingray said, Blossom asked. Emerald nodded. Yes. Have you ever heard about an idol disappearance incident? No, I haven't. I see. The thing is, it happened long ago. A new idol from the Jade Mountain Agency disappeared. Emerald told her the story. Long ago, an idol that had graduated from Jade Mountain Academy disappeared while he was filming a movie. He was an excellent idol and seemed to be very involved with his work. Apparently the role he was playing was very mentally demanding. It was said that might have been the cause of the disappearance. Although it was reported in the news once, it's treated as a taboo topic in the entertainment industry because no one found out the truth, and it faded away. It seems like very few dragons knew about it nowadays. Such a thing happened. Okay, but what does it have to do with what Stingray said? Blossom asked. That idol was my best friend, Emerald replied, and also his partner. What? Blossom looked at Emerald, shocked. But, what does his disappearance have to do with you? Emerald dropped his eyes. He made a letter text. Right before he disappeared, he said as if he had decided to open up. Right at that time I was doing my debut audition. I couldn't pick up the letter. No, it wasn't just that I couldn't pick it up. I threw myself into my own things. I didn't realize that my best friend was hurting. Even though he wrote several times, my top priority was myself back then. Even though he was going through so much, I didn't notice. I did something terrible, and by the time I realized, he wasn't there anymore. I couldn't help him at all. Emerald's expression becomes clouded. So that's what happened. Stingray left the agency out of remorse for not being able to help his partner. Muskrat had an argument with the president and quit as well. He also stopped composing. Even now, those two do not think well of me surviving in the agency, Emerald murmured. There's no helping if they think I sacrificed my best friend for my own success. He bit his lip. So that's what happened. The disappearance of his best friend. Blossom looked at Emerald's face that's turned downwards and looked pained. Could that dragon be Adele? She asked. Yes, Adele, he added. Emerald then teaches Blossom how she wrote it with the hieroglyph for plant and petal. What did they mean by you can fight with Adele? Blossom remembered Muskrat's words. Lavender looks exactly like Adele, Emerald claimed. The face, the voice. What? Lavender. I was surprised when I saw Lavender for the first time. But they're not the same age, and I don't think they can be brothers. Lavender refrained from media exposure until not so long ago as well, so they didn't know about him either. I guess they're curious since Lavender and me were announced to be in the same unit at that Christmas Live press conference. They don't know anything about Lavender, so I think they came back because they think that there's a connection. And they made it so that you would sing with him. Probably, and they'll get a better chance of getting in contact with Lavender as well. So Stingray and Muskrat made a plan like that. And also, Emerald went on, since Lavender looks like Adele, by making me confront him they force me to not forget about the past. But I don't think it was all Emerald's fault. Blossom couldn't erase the past, but she thought it sad to look for someone to blame, or blame each other for it. Well, that's the story, he said, raising his face. I'm sorry for not having told you before, must have made you feel bad. Do you understand? That's why I said it'd be better to not have me as a partner. I'm a bad dragon. That's not true. Blossom wanted to tell Emerald, but because she felt like she couldn't comfort him, she instinctively shut her mouth. Because he's hurting and blamed himself that much even now. I don't want to hurt anyone, he mumbled. I'm scared of getting involved too much. I guess it's easier said than done. My princess life is on the line at the moment. That responsibility weighs very heavily on me. Emerald stared at Blossom. I was happy that you chose me as your partner, but I want you to be happy. It'd be better for you to break your partnership with such a weak and irresponsible dragon. If Blossom doesn't say anything to that somehow, he will go away. That thought made her reply honestly from her heart. I'll accept everything, she said. Of course there are a lot of things I don't know yet, but I want to understand you, little by little. That's why I want to spend more time with you. I want you to sing my songs. My partner is the dragon right in front of me. It's you, Emerald. If Blossom couldn't know everything about the past, she wanted to believe in the dragon in front of her. It seems like you won't back down no matter what I say, Emerald said. Really, Blossom is more honest and stubborn than I thought. It's innocent in a cute way, like a child that doesn't know anything. But you have to know that it's dangerous too. What kind of things can you accept? What kind of me? Let me teach you. Emerald, who's sitting next to Blossom, holds her shoulders and pushed her down to the sofa. Even though he only pins down her wrists lightly, she couldn't move an inch. Resistance is futile. His face gets closer and closer, to the point that their snouts are about to touch. She closed her eyes instinctively. When she opened her eyes, she saw his usual kind smile. See, I told you not to say those things so easily, Emerald said. Did I scare you? I'm sorry, but be careful not to step on things that shouldn't be stepped on. Was that helpful to you in some way? Emerald helped Blossom get up softly and removed the tiny dust in her scales. Yes, she was surprised the usual atmosphere is back, but now she's a little relieved. She wondered if he was actually angry. But she felt there is a gap between them. Maybe it's always been there and she just didn't notice. It seemed like he was warned her not to move forward any further. But whoa, look at the time, Emerald said, patting Blossom's back. If it gets later and someone sees us, it'll become a scandal. All right, let's head home. They both leave the place and fled from the edge of the cliff. Emerald flew quietly, while Blossom looked at the night passed by the small wind. She felt awkward when she remembered what happened before. But she wondered if she's the only one concerned. While she's thinking that, she took a glance at Emerald, who is smiling softly. He looked the same as always. They both stopped slowly as it approaches a crowd of dragons. As soon as he stopped, he noticed her gaze and turned his face her way. Do you have someone so special, Emerald asked all of a sudden, that you feel you could throw everything away for them? What, a special dragon? That. Blossom was a little shocked, but slowly opens her mouth. I do, she answered. Her cheeks started to feel hot. Oh, surprising, he said. They must be very happy. Say, what kind of dragon are they? Not telling. For some reason Emerald's name is floated around Blossom's head. So desperate, he said. I'm going to be jealous. Just kidding. Please don't make fun of me. Emerald said sorry with a wink while shrugging lightly. They both started moving slowly again. You know why I asked, he claimed. Adele was very special to those two. So, they haven't been able to sort out their feelings to this very day, and that turns them on me. When I think of it like that, I feel like I understand them a little, and seeing you doing your best rubs them the wrong way. Emerald slipped out a chuckle. Having a special someone is a very happy feeling, but there's also a risk of losing them. Those words are heavy on Emerald, whose profile looked sad. I've also been worried that even the princess I've been with all this time will turn on me too. Do you? What's wrong? Do you have a special dragon? Blossom asked boldly. Let's see, he giggled. I do, I think. That's. The moment Blossom looked at Emerald, he lowered himself, including Blossom before the front gates of the dorms. What a shame. Time is up, Emerald said with a stretch. Tune in for more next week. Joking. Emerald grinned and poked Blossom's forehead with his index finger. Their long day has finished. Once in Blossom's room, she took a shower and lied on her bed. Her wings weren't completely dry. Usually, no matter how late it gets, the days she met Emerald, she ended up working on the song, but today she felt like resting. So much has happened, maybe she's a little confused. Emerald's past, and also the exciting flight and the dinner. Every time she thought back on it, her heart beats fast and she got nervous. All she could think about is Emerald. Who is his important dragon? She couldn't come up with an answer. She doesn't know, no matter how much she thought about it. And without an answer, she fell into a deep sleep at some point. The next morning, Blossom woke up by a message from Clay. Good job yesterday, Emerald said. Did you sleep well? Oh, you're here too. She found Emerald in the office. Yeah, I got a text from Clay out of the blue. I'm still a bit sleepy, to be honest. Emerald rubbed his eyes. Morning, everybody. I appreciate you coming early. Yo. The door banged open and Clay appeared. Maybe because it's so early in the morning, but Blossom's not startled by the sudden appearance. Now, let's get to the point. Clay picked up the envelope that's on the desk. This arrived at the office late yesterday night. Clay puts his talon into the envelope and gave them a piece of paper. What? Blossom muttered. What is this? As you can see, a proposal. On the paper, there was a big proposal written in big, Gothic font. A proposal? Emerald asked. From who? Whoa. Me remembers he was a very excellent composer, yo. Clay sighed deeply. If that thing hadn't happened, he would have found success at our agency. Seems like Clay remembered Adele. What was written in the paper was proposal to the Jade Mountain Agency's president and chief executive officer. Clay. I'm Stingray, a Seawing in charge of the planning of the singing competition in Welcome to Idol Rio de Janeiro. Talents Mr. Emerald and Mr. Lavender, affiliated with your agency, will participate in this competition, which we plan to tie with the song festival. The composer affiliated with your agency, Ms. Blossom, will compose Mr. Emerald's song. There is no need for Mr. Lavender's song as I will compose it myself. The winner will have the advantage at the song festival with the votes from the audience. And the winning composer will be in charge of the unit song at the Christmas Live. So basically, Blossom stated. Emerald and Lavender compete in the singing battle and me and Stingray write the songs. And if Emerald loses, Stingray will make the song for the Christmas Live. Yes, that's right, Clay applauded. Great comprehension. This is not the time for compliments at all, Emerald argued. It's too late to bring this up. She has been working on the song for a while now. I thought it was an interesting project, so I've already given it the okay. Competitions make results better. It makes you more and more serious. Isn't that right, Miss Blossom? What? Yes. Blossom immediately responded when Clay called her name, and he pointed at the both of them with both of his talons and a big smile on his face. You too, Clay said. The morning sun rises and reflects off his horns, gleaming. Fight your best with your song, yo. What? Why this? Emerald screamed resounded in Clay's office.